Hey guys, happy Friday. It's layout update time. I know, I'm a little late, but don't get me started. I was at the doctor's. Nothing big, just I got a little allergies and stuff like that, and just screwing around with the VA system of trying to get my allergy prescription. Oh boy, it took all morning. Anyway, I'm back on the layout over here, and we are installing Fascia manual throws for the turnouts back here. So I've got two of them done, and the first one I did, I used the Blue Point switch machines here, and I did this one back here, so that one's all working. There you go, you can see it switching back and forth right there. Now I came up with a little novel idea of how to do this, and you can see all my little craft work over here. But there's my knob there, it's just a bolt, that's it. If it would focus, there you go. Push it in, pull it out. That's it, just a nice little thing right there. Let me show you how I did that. So with the Blue Point switch machine, what I did was, I basically just used a dowel. I went over to my Lowe's. I got a big long piece of this stuff. It costs like, I don't know, a couple bucks like that. Did a little bit of measuring in here and all that kind of stuff. I have a 3-inch bolt. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, 3-inch bolt over here, which I took my dowel and, drilled this out, screwed this in, so you end up with a nice, this is screwed in nice and centered there. And then that goes through the fascia, and that's your, push and pull right there. And then on the other side, to connect to the old Blue Point here, I just got these little, what do they call them, cup hooks, whatever they're called, little thingies, and just screw them right into the back over here, and then that gets attached to the old Blue Point over here. You do got to make the hole just a little bit bigger right there, and push and pull. There you go. So I did that with this guy over here. So I'll go down there and we'll take a quick look at it so you can at least see it. Where's it at? It's right there. And there's the dowel. See, and it goes over there towards the Blue Point. Just a little manual throw right there. Works real nice. Okay, but the only problem is that since I use PECO turnouts, with the spring-loaded action in them, I had to basically rip that damn turnout apart. Basically, trying to get the spring out of there. And I know before everybody starts saying, oh, you just got to do this, there's a whole bunch of different types of PECO turnouts. The ones I have are, I don't know, whatever, they're older, newer. I think they're newer. But basically, the fact that the ones that I have, you either got to get into the actual turnout, and I'll show you one right here. Let me grab my little pointer here. So you actually got to get down into, I think it's this side right here, has this little spring, and you got to kind of rip it out. You got to rip the spring out. There's no way of getting this little cover off that I could tell without completely ripping it off and destroying it. Some of the other PECOs have little tabs right here. This one does not. This one's just, I don't know. It's just the way it's built. Suffice it to say there, I had to destroy the spring in there, and you can see it don't look too pretty right there. But it's functional and it's in the back, so who cares? Nobody's going to see that. So then I started thinking after I did that first one, I don't really need these Blue Points over here, right? These things are fine and they function, as you can see. That one's working perfect, but the real benefit of these is that they have all the switching down below here, so that you could power it all up and power up your frogs or power some signals right there, do all that kind of stuff, which is what I'm not doing. The only thing I'm doing here is just using the manual portion of this little, switching action to get that thing thrown, and it just doesn't have enough, torque, whatever, whatever you want to call it, to click the PECO and overcome the spring tension without, you got to take the spring out, right? And I was like, well, that means I got to pull all of my other PECOs apart, and I didn't want to destroy my PECO switches because you never know. Maybe I'll redo the layout someday, and I'm going to be reusing all these turnouts. I didn't want to tear them all apart and kind of destroy the spring action. Because, like I said, in my case at least, you really got to, because they're already glued down. I think the way of getting the spring out of these is from the underside. So too late for me. So I came up with another idea. And I literally just finished it here. So here's my next one. I did this one. You can see right here. This one corresponds with that turnout right back there. And there you go. Working nice. And that one, I didn't touch the spring at all. The turnout is completely intact. Now, what I did with that one was I did not use the blue point at all. And we'll take a closer look again, but the same thing, dowel, drill, screw, bolt goes into there, so that's on your fascia as your little handle, right? But then the other part that actually is going to actuate the spring, I took my little thing, did a little bit of measuring and all that stuff, got my little screw in and drilled a hole straight down through the center right here. And that is where the wire from the turnout goes into this thing, right? Then you mount this whole thing underneath there. I went to Lowe's, got a couple of these little cheap pipe fitting galvanized tube straps, right? So these things were like, I don't know, $3 or something for 10 of them. And this screws into the bottom of the layout and holds your holds your dowel in place, right? Now, what I did, you can bend these, so you can kind of take this and bend it around nicely, right? And then bend these two kind of back flat, so you got a nice, sort of nice tight fit right there, if you know what I'm saying. And we'll take a look at this, but this is nice because you want to get where this wire is coming out. You want to get it as close to the, to the bottom of the layout. You don't want it dropping down 3 inches or something like that, with the layout being over here, the bottom of the layout. You want to get this action so it's got enough force in order to, swing that PECO, overcome that PECO spring right there. So the nice thing with having this is, once it's underneath the layout and it's slightly angled, you can kind of put this one back a little bit farther, right, closer towards the fascia, and you can see this end kind of goes up a little bit, right? So you can get this right up there. And it's actually touching the bottom of the fascia, or the bottom of the layout, and it's got enough action there to actuate it. So again, same thing over here. Just drilled a hole through there, got this all, plumbed up, so to speak. There's still sawdust down here, but there you go. So that's going over to the fascia and the bolt. This side here, you can see I kind of position this right here, so it's holding it at a little bit of an angle there. And yeah, I know, duct tape, aka 100-mile-an-hour tape right there. Here's my wire. I had to measure out where the actual turnout was, put a half-inch hole through there or so, and then the wire comes out of the turnout through this, and then what I did was I just bent it over. Now, I guess I could have bent it and whatever, strap it down somehow. I just threw some 100-mile-an-hour tape so the actual wire doesn't move around, but when you actuate it, that's all it does. And you can hear the clicking of the turnout up there, and it's nice and smooth, and yeah, pretty simple little fix to my problem here. And I don't have to buy a whole bunch of blue points, So I've got a few of them, and I'll probably use them around the layout, different spots where maybe I want to put some lights or signals or something up eventually. But for the most part, I think I'm just going to go with my my little homegrown method of doing that, right? So easy enough to do. I literally did this like in a half an hour or something like that, start to finish for each one. Now, Now I just got to go back to Lowe's to get some more of these 1/2-inch dowels, because this is the last piece of, you know, I had a piece underneath there, a piece underneath there. This one here, though, is long enough for me to actually work that one right there. It's a perfectly sized right there. So I'm actually going to use this one over there as soon as my power drill is charged up again. So yeah, so that's my little fix here for, or at least project for today. I'm gonna see if I can't get that one done. And I know if you go online, you know, on YouTube, you search, you know, how to do this with PECO turnouts and whatnot, you'll get a whole bunch of different solutions, but you know, pretty much the simplest thing are the best ones. You know, some people didn't even have a bolt right here. They just had the dowel sticking out and that's it, you know, that sort of thing. But at least that's the way I'm doing it over here. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you find it a little bit informative, if not a little bit entertaining. And I'm gonna get back to work over here. Hopefully I'll do an operations video this weekend. And but for right now, I'm gonna start working on my other ones. Take care, guys. See you next time.